What is going on, guys? Cash and Clean here, and for today's video I'm going to be telling you the logic that goes behind people's minds in competitive play. And this is an issue that needs to be said because it happens literally every single time. Even if you're in Masters, GM, Gold, whatever it is, it's going to happen every time because people do not understand, first off, how a comp, like a team comp works, how the game is supposed to be played, and how like communication is important. Now I'm going to be talking about how communication is important later on, but I'm going to go over the things, like I made notes, and I'm going to go through each thing that I think is important to know and why you should know. And before I begin to talk about that, the gameplay you are watching is me just destroying as Hanzo. Like you'll see in the beginning, like I'll miss a few shots, but I'll start landing. You just gotta give me some time. You can see me warming up on these bells here. But anywho, so I'm gonna begin with number 1. So whenever I go into a comp match, this isn't every time, but most of the time, I'm just gonna say this, most of the time, we'll get a comp that has 3 tanks with 1 healer. Now, as much as, 3 tanks, sure, that's fine. You can not get steamrolled as easy, I should say. I don't really know, but having 1 healer is not the best, only because if that healer dies, you're screwed if you're not like self-healers like Soldier, Mei, or something like that, and you don't want that. So an ideal comp would be Mercy, Lucio, or an Ana or Lucio, but realistically, it depends on what kind of comp you're running. If you're running dive, you don't want those healers, like Zen and Lucio would be important for that, but I'll get back to those 2 people specifically later on in this video. So yeah, that's the one thing. So if you're like 3 tanks with 1 heal, like I don't understand why people would even bother with that. Like they won't. It's like you'll have your comp with 2 tanks or whatever, how many you have, but your 1 healer, this happens to me, my 1 healer ends up switching to a tank, not letting our team know, and we're stuck with 3 tanks with 1 healer, and that 1 healer is sometimes even Lucio. And that might work if the other team is not that good, but realistically you don't want that to happen. Like, why would you want your only healer, like your strong healer, let me put it that way, your strong healer to switch to a tank, or even a DPS for that matter? But like, that makes no sense, but yet it happens all the time. Another thing, we'll have 2 tanks, 3 DPSs, that's whatever, and it happens at defense, like if you're on Hollywood defending the first point and you're running a Sim Mercy. But no, that's not the case for this. I'll get people that get that comp with 2 tanks, 3 DPS, and run straight up Zen for healer. Zen is fine for DPSing, not for healing. He is complete trash. I'm just gonna say this now, like, sure, he's fun to have in a comp. If you can communicate well with your team, he's perfect, but straight up not good at all. He's not a strong healer. He shouldn't even be in the meta, but because of his discords and the damage he can, just the help he can give to the team is actually really good for a dive comp, which is why that's the new meta. It's not really new, but it's been in the meta for a while. But yeah, that's like, but still, like, if you have 1 healer as a Zen, that's so bad. I don't understand why people even do that. It makes no sense at all, but it just, I don't know, it just happens. So that's 2. Number 3. There's people that play Hanzo and Mercy straight up for the whole game, like defense and offense. Like this, everything I'm talking about is for competitive, by the way. And right now I'm in Masters, and I see all this stuff in Masters and GM as well, and it's ridiculous. Like, if you're playing Hanzo and Widow, like, sure, you can start the fight with the pick, or, at some point you can, like, help get a kill, or just something like that. If you're not, like, doing any damage in any of the team fights, you should honestly just switch. Like, you might be doing good in the beginning, and that's what I usually do as Hanzo. And this is quick play, obviously, so I'm just gonna keep playing Hanzo, and I don't wanna, like, make it sound like I do this, but I'm also, you know, blaming other people for it. No, that's not the thing. Like, if I were to do this in competitive, the moment I stop getting picks is the moment I switch. Like, people don't like having these people because they say that they don't do like any damage. They do damage. They'll one-shot a DPS, pretty much, which is insane. But it's like, if you can't get the picks, or if you like can't get people half and let your team know that they're half, so like if you have a Genji and you get someone half, they can dash in and dash right out. Like, again, communication, that's really important to know. So that's that. You know, you shouldn't be playing them like the whole game, because you know you're not gonna, if you can't get picks, then what's the point in even playing it? You're just there, like free ult, but you know, you don't really have that much health to get free ult, but still. Anyway, that's that. Number 4. This is gonna be a big one, and it's not communicating with your team. Now, I understand that people like to be in team chat but not say anything. Like, sure, whatever, as long as you're in team chat, but it's like, still, you should still be communicating, especially if you're a healer. Like, healers are supposed to let your team know who's out of position right now on your team, and like where there should be, or just like when we should push in. Like, they should be like in charge of all of that, mainly because they're your healers, and they're supposed to be seeing everything that happens literally in the game. Because if you're like Tracer or something, you're too focused in their backline. If you're a tank, you're focused on protecting like your backline, and it's hard to do that if your healers don't say anything. Like, if there's a Tracer on your healer, how do you know they're in trouble? Like, if the moment they say group up or something, you'll say, oh, are they in trouble? You turn around, oh, they're dead. Yeah, that's not how it works. You have to let your team know, and you have to also let them know where you are. Because if you're out of position, it's gonna be a hard time for your team to get back and notice. So that's where the out of position thing comes into play. You need to tell your team where they should be as a healer, and you shouldn't force them to like play anywhere. Like just, if someone's too far up and shouldn't be that far up, you let them know nicely, hopefully. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that one. So going on to the next one. This one annoys me a lot, mainly because the issue never gets dealt with, and it is having a soldier, and it doesn't even have to be a soldier, have it be a McCree or even a Pharah, who stays on high ground and just straight up shoots your team from above, and no one does anything about it. So if there's a soldier on high ground, like in the example of this video, I'm on high ground. If there's a soldier up there shooting at your team for free, no one like doing anything to him, that's a problem, because he's getting free ult. He'll help their team a lot, and like, you know, there's no point in, you know, he can even get a pick on your team, and it sucks because no one's even contesting him. So what you do is have someone, or even 2 people, to go get him, because you do more damage with 2 people than 1, just to get the person off of high ground. So if you're running a dive, Diva, Winston, you can easily go jump him. And it should be that easy. It shouldn't even be that difficult to do. Yeah, that is that. And I think that's all I'm going to be talking about. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. It's kind of long. I had a lot to say in this, but it is what it is. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.